Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of The Mind of Reese. Today's episode is a doozy. And before we get into it, I just want to invite you all in. Holy shit, InkSpired Academy is here. InkSpired Academy 2.0. This means that a brand new course on business, my 5-part framework of mindset, clarity, attraction conversion, emotional mastery, and support. These are the 5 things to having a successful business, which is actually what we're going to talk about here today. And so if InkSpired Academy, if you've been listening to it, you've been hearing about it, and you're just like, on the fence, this episode might be the one that, pushes you a little bit over. We are still in early bird. This means that you get $333 off, which is huge. And also the rate of this is going up since this is a basically a brand new course, completely revamped. The rate is going to go up after this time. So I definitely would advise to get in now while it's still hot and low and while you still can. If you are an artist looking to build a holistic and thriving, sustainable tattoo business, you are looking to be booked out for months in advance, you want to create the kind of success you just know you are meant to create, this course, my 10-week course, this one is for you. It's my baby. It's my whole thing, and it works. If you want to check the show notes out, check the testimonials out, all the people that have been through this course, holy moly, go ahead and do that. The link is in the show notes. I also have 1 slot left for my VIP, which I would absolutely, I don't know why, I feel like there's someone out there that's listening to this that's just like, I'm feeling called to this, and I'm ready. And you're ready to do a more hands-on approach on business and life, and you want to take your business and create a tattoo empire, go from more to more, and you are ready just to take that incredibly faith-driven leap, knowing that you created the safety within yourself to get you wherever you want to go. And just by doing this, you get to collapse time around where it is you want to go and where you are right now with help with me. Let's do it, baby. I am here for you. But with that being said, this episode, I'm feeling sassy today when I listen back in this episode. I'm like, I'm a sassy pants today. This one is all about, what do you basically have what it takes? Do you have what it takes to build a successful tattoo business? And, not everyone does. So, that hurts my heart just saying that out loud. But we will get into it right now. If you guys share this on the social medias, you're inspired by this, please share it out to someone else that may be inspired by it too. All of these podcasts are from my heart. It's all free. It's all free strategies and coaching and mentoring into really having a thriving business and really just opening yourself up to all the possibilities of your limitless potential. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoy it. So welcome back to another episode of The Mind of Reese. I'm laughing because I started this podcast, and as I'm looking at myself, if you guys watch Spotify or YouTube and you watch the actual YouTube, I noticed I had something in my teeth that had stopped me in my tracks, and I was like, do I have something in my teeth? I was like sitting here trying to get it out, forgetting that I was recording myself. So yeah, these are the things in life that happens in my life, and I just like to laugh about it. But anywho, today's episode is going to be a doozy. It's going to be talking about what it takes to have a successful tattoo business. And, I'm going to be really, really real with you today. Not everybody has what it takes to move in the direction toward their dreams. Yeah, not everybody has what it takes to be successful. And this is something I know that might you might feel a feeling within your gut that's like, oh my gosh, yeah. So it's like, let it sink in. Let that notion sink in. It's not that we don't have the life force, the fire, the inner wisdom within us that urges you to follow in the direction of what you desire. all of the success and freedom and love and wealth that you dream of. It's not that we don't have those urges. It's not that our inner wisdom, the universe, conspires for our desires. It's not any of that. We have that fire. But mostly we become paralyzed around the narratives of things like, oh, I'll start tomorrow, or I'll do it when I make more money, when I have this many clients, when I meet the love of my life. You know, you're waiting for something to happen first before taking action. And so what happens is like, it's like the only reason you can actually believe that success is real and that you can actually obtain the type of success that you dream of, not practical success, not the success that everybody tells you should have. It's like, yeah, you work 7 days a week and, you know, you're doing what you love, but, you know, yeah, your back's going to hurt, but who cares? You know, that's what we all go through. Buck up, cheerio. I don't know. It's like these ideas of what success looked like back in the day. And one I've definitely been able to utilize as my way of momentum as well. Like, don't get me wrong, the success I've achieved over my life that I was told looked like success, I've achieved it. And when I realized, when I got to that point, I was like, this is not the type of success that I see as success. And so there are, you know, everybody's idea of success is very unique. Mine has a lot to do with freedom, has a lot to do with time, has a lot to do with money, has a lot to do with safety. It has a lot to do with relationships. It's like, these are the types of things that I see as success in the business. And this is what we'll get into today, and like what I believe that it really takes in order to see yourself toward the success that you desire in your business, to have a successful type 2 business. And mine, as we all know, will not be conventional. Because I don't believe in convention. I don't believe in the conventional way of doing things. I've done it, and I've definitely seen success on both sides. I've seen success through the conventional ways of pushing and doing more and tamping down the feelings that don't feel good, and just trying to put a happy face on and all of these things. And then I've done it this new way, and I've actually seen more of the type of success that I want to see within my business. This means traveling the world whenever I fucking want to. This means being booked out when I do travel, you know, creating I'm booked out wherever I go. And if I'm not booked out, I don't give a shit. I know that money is a way where I share my heart. Money is a tool that helps me share my heart more. So as long as I lead from my heart, as long as I lead from my inner wisdom, and just trust that money's going to come based on that integrity, based on that authenticity, I know it's going to come back. So if I go and travel and I don't get booked out, cool, I get to go and travel and then maybe meet people that want to get booked out with me the next time I go there. It's like, this is the idea. People are like, oh, I will travel when I have a big enough Instagram where I know I can book out. It's like, how about you just go and see that it's a success for the fact that you just went, even though the fear told you to stay in the comfortable zone. And so it's like, how do you know there isn't something waiting for you on the other side of your doorstep if you can't even get up to open the goddamn door? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you know that there's nothing on the other side? If you're not even, I only do it if. It's like, oh, well, do you have to be told that there's going to be something on the other side for you to open the door? It's the only way that you're going to open that damn door. Then, yeah, those people, not going to see success. Not at all. It takes a lot of bravery, courage to be successful. Because being successful is doing things you've never done before. Being successful is trusting in the unknown. Because the things that we have experienced in our life is not going to bring us the success that we want. It's not going to give us something different. We've already experienced that. How is that past experience going to bring me something new? The only way is if I continue to do something different and learn from those experiences, utilize my past as a way to create wisdom for my future, way to create wisdom for the path that I do take toward my future. If I continue, for instance, for case in point, if I know that by me not taking any action right now is not getting me where I want to go as fast as I'd like to get there, then maybe taking a different action is going to be better for me. And what if I fail? What if? What if I fail? What's the big what if? There's all these what ifs in our lives. And it's like, well, what if it worked out? How about I look on the bright side of things? Because most of the time, it fucking does. Most of the time, all of the time, it does. Whether it works out in the way that you expect or whether it works out in the way it was meant for you. And the way that is meant for you just means that you might not have the energetic capacity to hold more because you have to release things from within you to clear out the space to hold more. We all know we have an energetic cap. We have a cap on our energy. We want more clients. Well, maybe there's some gunk in there that you can't, that maybe you're afraid you can't handle. Maybe you're not even afraid to even admit that you can't handle it. It's like, oh, if I had more clients, that would mean that, we think about like having more clients means more money, means more abundance. But sometimes having more clients can mean learning a lot about yourself, getting triggered. Like having more clients, I used to have a lot of clients. I still have a lot of clients, but I used to have a lot of clients that didn't fit me, but I thought, oh, well, it's just money. I just need the money. And yet I would be in uncomfortable situations where men would like look at me and flirt with me and be weird. And I was just like, ha ha, or being in situations that I know that I didn't need to be in. Was it worth the money? No. Certain was breaking my back worth the money? No, it wasn't, not to me. And so there is another idea of success, but the thing was I needed to take a really good look at these situations. I was like, oh, wow. If I keep just taking on things for money and I'm inviting people that make me feel uncomfortable, maybe I need to not take things for money, hold a boundary. Maybe I need to get really clear on why I feel like I need to take things for money. Did someone else tell me that money equals success? Yeah, someone did tell me that. So then maybe, how about I try something different and only do what I really love doing, only do what my heart fucking tells me to do, even though it's scary. And yeah, I'm not making money right now because I just said no to 10 people that wanted things that I didn't want to do. But let me just trust in the fact that if I continue to lead with my heart, that the money will come. Maybe that's something different I can do, and it's scary and it's uncomfortable, but hey, let me just give it a shot. What's the worst that could happen? I could always go back to the old way of doing shit. Being in the stagnation of of the practical, this is the knowing, the knowable, the predictable life that I've been leading. How about I just take an unpredictable action? If I want unpredictability, if I want success, I got to take unpredictable action. Like I gotta be spontaneous about these things. I gotta follow my energy. I gotta follow the energy. I gotta follow my inner wisdom. But what do I do whenever my inner wisdom gives me a little ping of joy of like, no, that's the direction you need to go in? My ego comes in to come protect me. It's like, no, we don't know anything about that way. Let's stay this way. Yeah, we don't like it when people, are being weird and flirty and nickel and diming us for our money. But at the same time, at least we're making money. At least this, at least that. And it's like all of these narratives that go on in your mind. So the first order of business to become incredibly successful, it's not all the strategies. It's not all booking as many people as you can just to make the money, just to sustain. Like it's having self-awareness. That's number one. It's like number one. It's getting first. We'll go down the list. Let's start with clarity. We'll start with clarity. Self-awareness comes very soon. But clarity means self-awareness. So it's understanding what it is that you are doing, what you want to do, what style you do, what your purpose is in this industry, why you're doing it, what lights you up about it. Getting to know yourself so well so that you're like, oh, okay, this is me. This is self-awareness. This is where the clarity comes in. You become so self-aware of who you are. You see all the things that are happening in your life, the experiences that you have. You're like, okay, this is what I need to get aware of. Clarity in my business. I need to understand these questions. I need to know exactly where it is, what it is that I want, so I know where I'm going to go. Like, how can you go anywhere if the only goal was like at the beginning, and maybe this was your beginning because it was mine too. It was, let me go ahead and, find, I just want to be a tattoo artist. That's all I want. I was just happy to be in the industry. I didn't know where I was going. I just knew that I was like, I want to pay my bills to and tattoo. And I did a lot of different things in order to see that through. My heart told me to go and do paintings. I sold art. I did art walks. I did art shows. I would do Saturday like super cheap prints just to get my name out there. I was giving discounted tattoos, free tattoos, just to do it in a style that I thought that I could do. I was doing all of the things. I was putting myself out there, and this is what I thought I needed to do, and this is what I did. And so I put myself out there hardcore. I invested a lot of money in those prints. I invested a lot of money in all of those booths that I opened up at farmers markets, at big events, at bars. And I would stay up super late at night. I had a full-time job. I was going to school for fine art, and I was doing tattooing, and tattoo apprenticeship at the time was being at the tattoo shop pretty much all the time when you had nothing else going on, and drawing all day long and looking over someone's shoulder. And that was just like, that was the vibe. That was like the way it was. And I worked really, really hard for a few years that way. And so it's like, there's a lot of artists out there. They're not even willing to do that. Like, I lived in my car for the first like 7 months just to make this work. And not a big car. It was a Honda. Like, thank God I'm small. I'm 5'1", 5'2", and I just pull down the seats and put my legs in the back and the trunk. And it was just like, that's what I felt like I needed to do. And it made me who I was. And I was very like determined. But see, that's the thing, is that we have become lazy. It's like, oh no, but we have social media. Oh, but social media is so hard. It's like, it's so hard. And I apologize. I am sassy today, because I am so sassy today, because we'll get into it, but I'm just feeling a little sassy. So if you're feeling a sassy fraz Reese, then you're welcome. But when it comes to like, we're like, oh, we got social media. Well, I can't make social media work for me. Or all the other excuses, my this or that or this or that. And I'm just like, there are so many ways that your heart, your inner wisdom, that the universe pass. There are limitless potentials. There are limitless potentials on this globe. When you enter the quantum reality, if you meditate, this is the fifth dimension. In the fifth dimension, there are just frequencies in there. This means when you leave your body, when you forget who you are, when you stop thinking about all of the narratives within your brain, and you allow your inner wisdom to actually speak and say the things that it's like, oh my gosh, finally, she's finally let go. Like, she finally let go. Finally, oh my gosh. Finally, her ego's gone. Finally, she's gone. She's out of the way. Let's do the thing. It's like when you get out of your own way and allow inner wisdom to come through, there are limitless potentials there. Why? Because the dreams all became reality through thought, and thoughts create your reality. And if your thoughts are intermingled with all of the experiences and egoic thoughts and all of the things you've been taught, nothing wrong with it. But get really clear about it. Have some self-awareness. Take responsibility for your own success. Success is actually much easier than we all make it out to be. Oh my gosh, I wish I could just do it for people. I would just do it for you if I could. But it's not supposed to be that way. You gotta, even if I did it for you, you still wouldn't believe, because it takes integrity, it takes action, it takes bravery, it takes courage to walk and believe in the unknown. And you need the journey to get there, to feel safety and security within yourself, knowing that you've got yourself there. Safety and security doesn't only come from money. Money is not what keeps you secure. I know very rich people who still feel lack and scarcity, and they still feel like, oh, worried about what's going to happen next time, or maybe another day. What's going to happen? Oh, well, I don't know what's going to happen next month. I don't know this or that. know a lot of artists who would look like, we would look at them and be like, wow, they're successful, they're booked out, you know, they have a shop, they have all these things, and yet they still feel this large sense of lack and scarcity. You don't find security within money. You find security when you compound taking action with your fear, which compounds bravery, compounding confidence. Like, we are the action that we take on a daily basis that meets our edges are what creates the safety. Because when money is all gone and we don't have money, for instance, oh my gosh, you fell, you broke your hand. All of those clients can't be there. What do? Oh, did we save enough money to help us in that direction or whatever? It's like, we find safety within ourselves, knowing that the thing that we've created is so sustainable that when we come back, we can make it all back. It's not, the safety comes from within you, not outside of you. Money is not going to bring you safety. It might give you an illusion of safety, for sure, but it doesn't mean that all of the decisions that you are making to make all that money makes you feel successful. Again, I know a lot of artists that look successful, yet they are working 7 days a week, breaking their back. They have carpal tunnel, they have arthritis, they have back problems, they have all of these things. And they still feel a sense of like, no, I need more. And that more can never be filled. It's like a void, a black hole that we continue to try to fill, and it can't be filled. Because we can't fill something, we have to heal it. Those black voids within us are something that we need to have a lot of clarity and self-awareness around when they come up, especially in our triggers. And when we're working and we're doing the thing, we're like, okay, this isn't sustaining. How can I do it a different way? This is how we make different choices. Okay. And so the next thing I would say is, once you get really clear on what it is that you're really after, not what it is everybody else is after, what it is you're really after, then we got to get into creating the relationships that could sustain a business. Let's say something happens to you. So the relationships that you create via the social media, via the world, is through content, right? Yeah, we're creating relationships. We're literally asking people, we're inviting people in and saying, hey, I've got something that I love to that I would love to invite you into. It's something I love. It's from my soul. Do you want to take part in it, or do you want one? That's what we're doing as tattoo artists. That's what we're asking. And yet we're asking that by only showing what? Tattoo photos? That's something that we've been doing over and over and over again. So we actually think that if we continue to do that, it's going to bring us success. If we do trendy reels, if we try to go viral, like, is that the thought process that we're having? And yet when we do those things and we have that and we're wondering why is it not working, then we blame the thing outside of ourselves, right? We blame the social medias, we blame the algorithm, we whatever. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to create relationships through being fake. Ouch. That hurt me. Because when I look at it this way, when I look at it, it's like, for real. If I want to get really honest with myself, I was fake for 7 fucking years. Like, absolutely fucking fake. There was so much fakeness because I didn't even know who I was. I didn't know anything. All I knew was that, oh, this got me a lot of likes. That means likes means that, like, people will follow me, and if more follows me, mean that maybe out of 1,000 of those followers, one person's going to get tattooed by me. So I got to get more followers in order to get more dollars, like, that's thought process. And that's bro, like, I get it. Like, I understand that thought process because I've literally thought the same thing. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay, like, so let's do all the things. And it was always the fakeness, the fake. I didn't know myself well enough. And I didn't want to know myself well enough because I was so, like, ashamed of being so fake that I didn't want to feel the shame. So I pushed that shame away and then just continued to be fake. And so it's like, How are we going to build a successful, holistic, thriving, sustainable tattoo business when I don't even have what it takes to look at my fakeness and say, Reese, you're being fake? Ouch. Because I don't want to hurt. I don't want to hurt. I'm afraid of that feeling. I'm afraid of feeling fake. I'm afraid of feeling like an imposter. I'm just going to continue to do, and I'm still making really good money, but I'm going to continue to be fake about it. And it's still making me money. So it's not saying that the abundance doesn't come in all different ways, but money doesn't come from all different ways, because abundance comes from a million, like a gajillion different ways, and it has nothing to do with money. It could have nothing to do with money, really. So it's one of those things where, okay, again, going back to clarity, the first part of business, what is it that I want? That's okay, that's what I want. That's a superficial what I want. But how do I know that what I want is really what I want if I don't know myself? I have the money, I have the followers, my reels have gone viral, my TikToks have gone viral many times. I'm booked out for months. What the fuck? Why is this not feeling successful? And so, we move forward from there. I get really real with myself. We go back to clarity. I move backwards because I'm like, hey, you know what? I want a successful business that feels different, because it's all based on a feeling, baby. None of the money is based on a feeling. You want to feel secure. You want to feel freedom. That's something you can actually create within yourself. And when you can do that, you can actually attract more of it. But we'll move on to that in a different part. So we go into creating the relationships, knowing how to convert those relationships into soulmate clients, aka attraction and conversion, aka everything I teach in InkSpired Academy. And we go back to clarity. This is my journey. Go back to clarity. Gotta get real. So I go back to clarity. Really, get to know myself. I have, it's like I go back to clarity, really get to know myself, then come back to the relationship. Come back to creating relationships. Come back and start showing up as me. Because when you can collapse time between who you are and how you show up, this is what creates magnetic content, magnetic energy. Just not even magnetic content, magnetic fucking energy. Like closing the gap between you, who you are, and how you show up, and you close that gap and you are literally one and the same. It matters. It matters how you are online and offline. It matters. Because if you're faking how you are online and in your different way offline, that's felt. And it's not felt like, oh my gosh, someone punched me. It felt, but it's felt, and it's like pushing people away, because actually, it's not even driving the people that you want in your space, because you have not had the journey, the bravery, the courage to show up differently. Here is my tattoo portfolio. I show my tattoos. I do it in reels because I've noticed that gives me more visibility. We're all looking at semantics. We're all looking at analytics. We're all looking at this strategy. When your energy creates the strategy, it's not the strategy creates the energy. No. You got to have the momentum. You've got to have the why. You've got to have the clarity. The why is what drives you. That's your momentum. You're like, my heart is fully in this, whether I make money or not. I want to draw because this is all I've got. And I know I got nowhere else to go because this is what I love. That's what's going to drive you. That's what drove me. I was like, I can't go back to accounting. There's no way. I'd rather live in my car. And so I did. So it's like, how badly do you want it? It's true. It's like we complain about so many factors. I've heard all of them. I don't have enough money. I don't have this. I don't have that. And it's like, when do you think that those things are just going to show up on your doorstep just so that you can actually have the bravery to do something, when that doesn't actually take bravery because it showed up? So how about we got to be brave for ourselves. I didn't know if tattooing would work out, and yet I still lived in my car at the beginning. I didn't know if fine art school would work out, yet I borrowed a lot of money for it. I didn't know anything would work out. I didn't know anything would work out. I don't actually know things are going to work out. I just believe that they will. Because I have safety within myself to trust myself that no matter what happens, I got me. So that's it. So then we've got clarity. Boom. I know my why. I know my convictions, and I show up with my convictions. The way you hear me here is how I am all the time. I am 24/7. Of course, I'm human. I'm seasoned. I'm a seasonal, like, human being. So, like, yeah, I'm going to be just as passionate, but if I'm not feeling it, I'm not going to show up. And if I do show up, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be like, yeah, here's what's happening. Here's the lesson in this. Here's the lesson in this crunchiness that I'm moving through. Here's the lesson in this jealousy thing that I'm having, which is such a true story for me right now. I don't even know what has been happening within me, but this jealousy thing has been showing up in my body. And I'm like, wow, let me just get really clear with this. Instead of just being like, Reese, that's dumb. We know better. No, I'm going to be like, whoa, I'm going to get really curious with this. And that's the whole thing, you guys. It's not just about being brave. It's just about being curious. Your business is not that serious, and it is all at the same time. This is the paradox. It's not that serious. It's like, have fun. Why did we get into a business? To be another 9-to-5? Like, no, thank you. I do not want to be another 9-to-5. I want to be able to experiment and have fun in my business and see what works and see what doesn't, and then learn from that, but not make it mean anything about me. Oh, this didn't work online. No big deal. Let me try a different thing. Oh, you know what? This, it's like, it's funny because I'm literally doing this right now. I was having this, I was like, I'm having a war with Instagram right now. Like, it was such a thing for me the other day. I was like, whoa, weird. Like, I have not been in a space where I even check back anything. But lately I've been checking back. I was like, there's something wrong. There has to be something wrong. Like, this is the lowest engagement I've ever received in my life. Like, this doesn't make any sense. And I was like, okay. And so I really got clear with it. I sat with it. I was like, let me sit with this feeling in my body. Am I outsourcing my power right now? Absolutely. Let me be real about it. It doesn't feel good to outsource my power, but I'm going to be real. Am I outsourcing my power right now? Yep. Okay. All right. What's the lesson in this? That we still have some triggers about social media, that we still make social media mean something about me. We still try to receive validation outside of me. The little girl in me is still seeking the attention. She so craves. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I didn't know I just still had that in me. I was like, I thought I would be over that. But no, we have little deep-rooted things. And as we heal and we're on this healing journey, we we peel another layer back and peel another layer back and peel another layer back. It's not like, it doesn't bother me anymore, but now it does. And I'm like, okay, because I was safe in knowing that everything I posted was receiving about an average amount of likes and things. And then when that plummeted, and then it continued to plummet, and then it went like, analytics were like 40% down and da-da-da-da, and I was like, and I made it mean something. And that's why I was feeling the way I did. So I got really clear. I gave myself a moment, and I was like, you know what? I love this. I needed this. What can I learn from this? So we go in the space, and I get really honest. I'm like, hey guys, had I known that I still feel it, I would have been like, no way, nobody could tell me. So we get really real. We tell real stories. This is how we create magnetic content. This is how we create real relationships, because people want to have an emotional connection with you. They want to feel something from you. They want to know that your life somehow coincides with theirs. They want to know that you are human. And I can't see a human if I only see tattoos. So to be successful means to be brave. Again, this is radical honesty, radical integrity, radical authenticity with yourself. Getting really clear and going back to that clarity, going back to step number 1 every single time. And then in order to even go back to that, we have to have the mindset. This is one of the parts in my 4 to 5 part framework in InkSpired Academy. I actually am creating a brand new, this is InkSpired Academy 2.0. I'm creating a whole brand new course. If you've taken it, you're welcome. If you haven't, I highly recommend it. It is my bread and butter, because this is how I've created such the amount of success that I've created, and from a holistic place. And so when you have the mindset, it's the driven mentality. It's the mentality that'll drive you. It's the one that's like, my why is so important that I'm going to continue to go, and I come back to it every time. Your mindset, your success, your confidence mindset, it's constantly taking courage and walking with your fear. But then there's another part to my framework. It's emotional mastery. Because we can't always just be like, well, I'm going to think happy thoughts and I'm going to do all the things and I'm just going to hope that it manifests. No, it's like people get the wrong idea about the law of attraction. It's like, oh, if I only think happy thoughts, then everything happy will come to me. Actually, there's like a fine print in that. It's emotional mastery. And it's, oh, when these triggers come up, can I be so brave to look them straight in the eye? Can I look my own fear straight in the eye and be like, okay, I'm fucking scared, but I want to move through this, because I know that when I move through this, when I look at my fear straight in the eye and I walk with it, I process it and I alchemize it into motherfucking power. And that is the whole point, is that you will have triggers and fears throughout your entire business always. There is no level of business, I don't care how rich you are, that you are not going to meet some trigger, some limiting belief, some crunchiness, some contraction within your business. It is always going to happen. If you do not have the mindset or the emotional mastery to move you through it, you might as well just throw all the strategies away. It's not going to work. It might work for a time, but then you're going to go back to the old way of doing things, and then you're going to wonder why your career only lasted till you were 45, because, well, your back does not work anymore. Your hands don't work anymore. You're so over social media, feeling like a second job. Social media is a second job at this point. I mean, I'm doing so much. I'm just constantly posting all day long just to get attention. So 1,000 likes and I get one person that wants to get tattooed at him from me. I mean, that means I have to have 100,000 people following me in order for 100 people to get tattooed by me. Like, that's not how it works. That's not how I want it to work. You know what I mean? And I know it's not how it works, because I have 170,000 people that follow me. And that's certainly not how many people on my wait list. You know what I mean? Not that I need 170,000 people on my wait list, but it's like, no, I just want the good core group. And you can make millions of dollars with no followers. But that's another podcast, and I'm sure I have it in here. Another podcast episode. So go scroll through those for other enlightened ideas. So the first things that come with having a strategy is the mindset and emotional mastery. Those are the two things that you're going to need. That's just plain and simple. You won't be able to walk through this entrepreneurial life of the unknowns, because that's what being an entrepreneur is all about. Is just while you're like, oh, I've decided to take on a life that has no predictability. And as an entrepreneur, I am trying to force predictability in a title, entrepreneurship, that really just should mean in the dictionary, unpredictable job. Because it's the one that I have to, and so what we do is when we become entrepreneurs, we think that we can make it predictable, and we can. But the predictability doesn't come from the outside. I know within me and wholeheartedly that what I can predict is the unknown. And then I can predict that I can walk myself through that unknown. And I have the safety to walk myself through that unknown, and I will fear and I will be afraid, but I will continue to be brave. And compounded bravery means confidence. And my confidence will rise as I continue to be brave and take unpredictable steps toward a future that I know exists. Because why? I can think it. And if you can think it, it can be real. Like, yes. If you can think it, every dream that someone thought of, every dream someone had that is now a reality, first came from a thought. Why not have a wild fucking dream? Why have a stay small dream? No, I don't want to stay small. And I don't want something to happen. I need something to happen just for me to go. I could have said no to a lot of things, and I didn't. I said yes. And some of those things I should have said no. For instance, like going on television. I was only 2-3 years within my business and I was in tattooing. I had no business being on TV. I didn't know how to tattoo. Are you kidding me? No way. I had no business, but I did it anyway. I was like, oh, fuck it. Like, let's just see what this works. And there's so many opportunities like that you just don't even notice. You're just like, oh, I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for this. Maybe next time. And then it's also understanding yourself well enough to know, oh, and why am I saying yes or no to this? And being radically honest. And then sticking to your guns, just being like, okay, yeah, this is the choice I made. I'm okay with that. No regrets. But if this choice that I made takes me here and I don't like where I just landed, okay, let me make a different choice. That's all the journey is. Business is an adventure. It's supposed to be adventurous. It's not a predictable thing. But if you would like it to be predictable, it certainly can. But that's what I'm saying. That success is not meant for everyone. It's not going to happen for everyone, especially the kind of success that they want to see. And the kind of success I see is I want freedom. But if I don't feel free within my business, then there is something not successful about that. If I see money and I still don't feel freedom, if I still feel like I am a slave to my clients, I know that's definitely not freedom for me. If I can't even travel because I'm so booked out of my ears, that's not freedom to me either. I want freedom. Like, I want real freedom. And I have it. I'm stoked on that. And it takes work every single day because freedom is a feeling that I want to create within myself. And sometimes I don't feel freedom. Sometimes money does scare me. Sometimes I do get jealous. Sometimes I do feel impostery. Sometimes I feel all the things that everyone listening to this podcast feels. I just have a different relationship and a different method and certain tools in my tool belt to help me walk me through it. But I don't shy away from them because I know that every opportunity that happens within my life that gives me the contractions within my body means up-levelment. And I know that that's my success. Every day that I grow a little bit more, I hold the capacity for more. Every day that I know that I'm on the right path is a day that is successful to me. Whether or not I've made money that day, whether or not I had a client that week, whether or not any of it. Success to me is growth. I want to be growing every single day, whether that be in my mind, whether that be educational, whether that be in any aspect of my life and business. Growth is success to me. And if I can continue to grow, that means I can continue to hold more. That means I can continue to understand myself more. That means I can continue to understand others more. That means that I have the literally capacity to, since I am growing, I am removing all the gunk that stops me from my limiting beliefs, the things that people tell me, my own experiences. I've cleared that within myself, and now I can do more. Oh, I'm free to have passive income streams. I am actually free to go to a financial advisor and just be like, hey, I want to make sure that I'm saving money for my retirement. We don't have, like, a lot of us don't even have, like, the time, quote unquote, to even think about a financial advisor, nor the money. And it's like, oh, well, it's like these steps, all of these extra little things that we want to do in our lives, it's like, it's right there for the taking. It's just being able to have the mindset, have the emotional mastery, have the tools of emotional mastery, but you got to be really clear on what it is that you want in your life and your business. And let me tell you, life and business coincide. They're integrated. They are right next to each other at all times. What's going on in your business is going to be the same things that are going on in your life and vice versa. And you have the clarity. You understand how to build relationships. This is a huge part of your being a successful business, but you also have the mindset, you have the why, you have the drive, but you also, whenever crunchy things happen, you have the emotional mastery tools in order to get you through it. And then what do we need next in order to really give us back some freedom is our support. We need support. I don't know how many times tattoo artists are like, oh, well, I wouldn't trust anybody to redo my books or my emails or these kinds of things, or, I just don't have the money to find support and things like this. And it's like, what's funny is that, like, the reasons why we don't have anything and the reasons why we continue to not see any possibility is because we've already told ourselves no. Like money, for instance. You can find a $3 virtual assistant who is amazing in the Philippines if you really wanted to. You could find ways. There are ways if you open up your eyes to it. You could automate. You could get systems to automation. You could learn how to launch. Oh, I don't have to be on social media every single day. I can have a launching time for my books being open and all these other things. Yep. And that would actually save me more time from being on social media. Whoa, crazy. We got to look at it like this. Like, what are you guys really here for? Are you guys here for a season, or are you here for a lifetime? I mean, let's be honest. Can you answer that question honestly? Because if you're in it for a lifetime, which I hope all of you are, then you're going to need support. There is no way I could be doing all of the things that I do by myself. There's just no way. I wouldn't have the energetic capacity to do it. Like, yeah, I could probably do it all myself, but my energy is depleted by the time I'm done answering emails and doing this and doing that and posting on social and blah, 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 and this and that. What makes me think that I'm actually going to get better at my tattooing? What makes me think that I'm not going to have the energy to? Because I've literally depleted myself because I was like, oh, I want to save more money. I don't have enough money. But have you actually checked to see how much anything costs? You just automatically assumed you don't have it because you're unwilling to give it up because you don't realize that money is just a tool. So, sassy Reese out to play. Sorry, I love you. But it's like, let's be real. Get real with yourself. Moving back to clarity. Moving back to the self-awareness, to have the mindset to have the self-awareness. And then when we can get real with ourselves and answer ourselves honestly, then do we have the tools to hold ourselves? Emotional mastery. So there are 5 things that I truly believe that what it takes to be successful, to have a life-giving business, a business that you love, a passion that you want to share and make money and be wealthy and do everything that you've always wanted to do, to go out and live your life. If you are trying to create a life-giving business, living more life, trying to create more life inside of your life, if this is the life that you want to lead, these are the ways to be successful. But it is not easy. I'm not going to say it's easy. It's simple. There's 5 steps. But the hardest ones are emotional mastery and your mindset is holding the vision. A lot of us get lost in the sauce. We forget what we're here for, and then we just continue to do what we've been doing the whole time. And we're like, no. I'm just going to continue what feels comfortable. That's what feels right. Because it feels comfortable. And then you don't ask yourself the question, well, is that true? Is that actually what my inner wisdom is saying? Or is it because my ego says this feels comfortable and we don't like the unknown, the ego? So again, we're always going to be moving back through these 5 things. We get clear. We understand how to build relationships and turn them into soulmate clients. We understand our mindset. We know we hold the vision of what it is that we want. But also when things get really contracting and crunchy in the business, can we have the tools to master our emotions? And then can we, when we've gone through all of this and realized, wow, I have so many other passions within me besides just tattooing, I want to explore this. And you do. You have so much in you. You just don't have the capacity to do more because you only have 24 hours in a day, just like the rest of us. So where can I find support? Where can I instead be like, you know what? I'm just going to get my house cleaned. I'm going to pay for a cleaner. It's $50 a month. It's worth it. It's worth my peace of mind, a clean house, a clean mind. Hell yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to get an assistant. I'm going to get a virtual assistant. Maybe just have her work part-time. I'm going to automate some of the things. I'm actually going to take some of my own time to create systems within my business so that it can support me. I don't have to answer all the emails. I can have wait lists. I can do automatic emails. I can batch my content, batch my emails. There's so many systems to be created within your business that could help support you. And it takes time, but your time is money. So where you think you're actually not spending money, you are. How much are you an hour for tattooing? Is it really worth you doing your own emails? And what's funny about that, let me just be really clear on that too, is that those who say that, this is also sassy, very sassy. Those who say that, they're too afraid to hand something over because, their assistant might not handle the emails like they do and things like this. Yes, these things take time to teach, first off. Second off, you need to be really clear on what it is you need. Going back to clarity, you need to be really clear on what it is that you want in order to attract the type of people you want into your space to create a brand culture, not only within your social media, within your community, but a brand culture within your own shop, within your own team. My team believes in what I believe. My brand mission, my message, my movement. This is what I'm really fucking clear on. My clarity in this is really simple. Alchemizing pain into power. And that means to me a lot of things. This means the people that get tattooed by me, their own transformation and experiences, my own pain, the things that I've gone through. I've alchemized my own pain to turn it into power, turn it into a powerful business. That's why I believe healing is your business. Nobody can sway me from this. This is my why. This is what gets me up in the morning every day. This is what helps me show up as my whole creative self. And then when I hit a crunch, I know my emotional mastery. So when you say that you can't find someone that's for you, it's because you don't know you well enough to figure it out. And then when you do, and you have the emotional mastery, then you can actually find the support. And hey, there are a lot of systems out there that can make it really easy to not put all your eggs in one basket. Hey, I'm a little nervous about hiring anybody because of the X, Y, and Z. There is always an answer to a problem. There's always an answer to a problem if you're open to receiving the answer. There's always an answer to your money problems, to your which path should I go problems, to who should I choose problems. There is always an answer. I am telling you right now, coming from a person who lived in their car, who borrowed money, who did all of these things, there's always an answer. We just choose which answer we want to take. There's always an answer. And there's always a systematic answer, especially when it comes to hiring. Give them a 3-month interim, for crying out loud. If you don't want to make sure that you're not putting all your eggs in one basket, you're like, hey, you've got 3 months to choose whether or not you like it here and whether or not I like you here. So it's a win-win for both of us. Boom shakalaka, easy peasy. That's a question that I'm just like, I love you guys for, but at the same time, I'm like, let's have elevated conversations about who you are and why you're doing things that you're doing and why it's always based on analytics, why it's always based on systematics, why it's always based on this like strategy, when your energy is what creates the strategy. So when you can get clear, you understand how to create relationships, but you're also really clear about your why, your mindset, the visionary, holding the vision, holding a vision that is yet a reality. Like, that's holding a vision. That's like staying so rooted into that vision, that message, that mission, that movement. But then when things get crunched, you have mastering your emotions, and then you're like, fuck, I need support because I have so much in me. Now that I'm realizing how much shit I'm cleaning out of my body, I'm like, I want to be an educator. I want to travel the world. I want to be a travel tattoo artist. I always wanted to be a travel tattoo artist. I just never thought it was for me, so I never even put that in my scope of possibilities. I've always wanted to do other things. I I want to open up a shop. I want to open up my own private studio. It's like you don't really know all the things that you want until you can kind of clear the energy space within you so that you can figure it out. We just have an idea of what we're told what it is we want, especially when we enter any industry. We want money. We want money. Money is success to people. And then we think do more is going to get us that. And it could, yeah, for sure. But at what cost? And so, my loves, I hope this helps you. I know we went into a little bit of a longer podcast, and Miss Reese here was super sassy. But I feel really just very passionate about this. And I love you guys. If this resonates with you and it puts a fire in your belly, you go out there and show up as your best self. And I want to know. You don't have to tag me in it or whatever, but you can just DM me. You could just DM me and tell me, like, Reese, you fucking right. I wanted to get clean and clear. And, you know, I really just I know I'm not showing up fully as myself. I want to show up in this way. I'm realizing that showing up as myself and, you know, being who I am here and showing up in this way, it collapses time around the magic, and that I want to create magic. And I would just love to know that this inspires you in any way. I love you. Your success is inevitable. It really, truly is. You just gotta open